All right, guys, we've just had Matt pop in. Matt is from the UK. He's walked all the way from the UK.
It took about a year.
it took a little while, but we're here now. We're in our new studio. It's taken us about 15 minutes to set it up. Sometimes we overcomplicate stuff, but the main thing is we're here now. Now, special appearance, Matt Giggs from the UK, and Matt's going to sit here and he's going to interview me about goodness knows what. But let's go. We're going to learn some stuff today as well, maybe about what's going on with the UK market too. What's happening?
I think so. Look, I think there's a lot of comparables in the two markets. The UK where interest rates rose massively towards the end of last year. Mortgage rates tracked that. Lots of doubt and uncertainty. So I've come over to Australia and it's like you're 6 months behind.
We're 6 months behind.
In that aspect where
interesting.
Your mortgage rates at the moment have just gone up, or sorry, your interest rates just gone up another 0.25%, is that right?
They did, unfortunately, yes, 0.25.
Okay, and how much have they gone up in the last 12 months?
A lot.
A lot.
We've gone up 11 times, actually 12 times now in the last 13 months.
See, ours went up and then they've come back down again. Not the interest rate, but the mortgage rate.
Right.
So our mortgage rates are actually, they were up to as high as 6%.
Yeah.
They're now back under 4%.
Okay.
So I wonder whether that's going to be something that follows suit in your area.
Let's hope, fingers crossed. And that's kind of what everyone's holding out for, Matt. Everyone's holding out for the interest rates that they're going to stop. And then hopefully they're going to start to come down maybe toward the end of the year. That's the speculation.
What is the market doing though? With all of that into account, in your area, I'm seeing your magazine and your 7 days worth of sales. I'm seeing results coming through your business right now, which is one of the reasons why I walked so far to come here. We'll come on to the other stuff in a minute, but how are you making sales in this market?
Well, we have buyers everywhere. It's crazy, right? Because all of those interest rate rises, yet we are seeing more buyers in the market than we've seen in a very, very long time. And that's purely because stock levels are at an all-time low. So 20 years we've been running our business, we've never seen stock levels this low. And we're based on the northern beaches in Sydney, guys, but these are the reports right across Sydney and right across Melbourne as well. Stock levels are low, buyers are in abundance.
Yeah, I just came from Melbourne, spoke to 2 guys over there and they were saying exactly the same thing. So what is the approach then? Because obviously you need stock.
You need stock. Yep.
What's the approach?
Head down, bum up. So you've just got to be working really hard, prospecting. Unfortunately, because of these interest rate rises and this last interest rate rise of 0.25, that may have just tipped people a little bit over the edge. We are seeing now quite a lot of investors that are coming into the market. Tricky for them to hold on. So, but it is just about head down, bum up, working hard. And just trying to get those listings.
So prospecting, that's really having great conversations as well. Educating your customers at the moment, because a lot of customers are probably on fixed deals which are at a lot lower rate. They're probably getting to the end of those rates in the next 6 to 12 months. When is the right time for those guys to take it to the market?
So the reality is, when you have a look at just good common sense, no stock and a lot of buyers, you're much better off selling in isolation than you are in competition. So now is actually a great time to get your property on the market. We have seen, because of the low supply and the huge demand, we have seen those property prices coming up.
So they're still coming up?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Days on market has come down by about half because of that, because of the demand with the buyers in the marketplace.
So there's a great overview of the market. And I know we're kind of short on time, so I want to kind of cover a few areas just for our UK listeners when they get to see this podcast. So, tell me, Lisa, 5 years ago, what changed? You went into sales, is that right?
I did. So 5 years ago, I decided that I was just going to dive headfirst into sales, something I'd wanted to do my whole life. I was 46 at the time, guys. Never too old. Never too old. So I was 46 at the time, and I thought, I need to do this now before I just lose energy. So that was it. I dived in head first.
And what did you do? Because your traction was fairly immediate. So a lot of people, if they were to look at your business 5 years ago from a sales function and a sales result, if you like, looking at what you took, you rapidly just took off.
Yeah.
What and how?
Look, there was a lot that I had observed from the outside of the industry looking in, because I'd worked in the background of our business for such
you had like a bird's eye view
time. I
of
did,
what's going on.
yeah. And one of the things that I had observed was speed and convenience, and it was lacking in our industry. We're rewinding 5 years ago. And so I figured that, number one, if I could just service people fast, then I would create happy customers. Someone sends through an inquiry and I would get back to them within a matter of minutes. Someone would want to list their property and I would have them on the market almost immediately. Just servicing, over-servicing the client, and as I said, creating happy customers everywhere. And then there was this whole social media platform that no one was using. It was a very, very underutilised platform. Instagram, Facebook.
Why do you think it was underutilised?
Look, I don't think people just, knew enough about it at the time. People are fearful of social media, getting out there, just sitting back, doing what we're doing. Just pushing live on a camera and just having a good old-fashioned chat.
Absolutely.
People, they're fearful of that, the fear of being
I'm going to send
judged.
you my first video I done 11 years ago, which went out when I started my business. It was awful, but nobody else was doing videos.
No one was
so the
doing
content
it.
was actually really good. Perhaps the appearance and everything else need a bit more polishing, but it's so true. Just get started.
Get started. And it's a big part of what I train now. I'm always having people saying, but Lisa, I don't know how you do it. It's like, guys, you don't overthink this stuff. We're just having a conversation.
Like, if you took like a week's worth of views on different videos that you do, and you bunched it all up together, we're talking thousands, right? Hundreds of thousands. Now imagine if you said to an agent, you can go and drop 100,000 leaflets.
That's right. Yeah.
And they'll pay for that.
Yeah.
They'll invest time in that.
Yeah.
Whilst actually the secret is be where your customer is.
That's right.
Where they're watching, where they're listening.
But I also
really gone like that in that area.
Well,
so
it did, and I have to say, I never imagined that it would be all this.
No.
I did not. 5 years ago, when I was doing my social media, I was doing this sort of filming for 6 months, and really wondered if anyone was even watching. That's the truth.
Yeah.
And I remember one day I went to a party with my husband, and we were about 3 hours away from Sydney. And my girlfriend came up. She goes, "Oh, there's agents here, and they really want to meet you." And I was like, "Oh, cool." She's like, "Yeah, they follow you on your social media." I was like, "They do?"
Well, just to let you into a little secret, 5 years later, I was at ARIC, the conference last week or the week before.
Yeah.
It's all in a bit of a blur at the moment. And I was in the restaurant that you were in towards the end of the evening, and I saw 3 or 4 agents approach you because they know you from your social media. In the UK, people know you for your social media, which is why I walked here for the last 12 months. But it's such. So there's your story, and there's a strategy there, which even still today, though we know it works to the likes of yourself and certainly things that I've done.
Yeah, for sure.
People still aren't picking up the courage to go and do it. Why?
It's, I've asked this question often because I never really thought twice about you just turn the camera on and you just film. And you can just be yourself. I mean, you've met me away from the camera. It's the same person. So, but again, I just think people are very fearful of the camera and how people might portray them. And it was a really hard thing for me because I fell into this because I had a vendor who had said to me, "Lisa, we need to sell our property. We don't have any money for marketing." And at that time, I thought, you know what? I'm just going to do a video. I'm going to put it onto Facebook. Let's see what happens. And I had a real estate agent call me 5 years ago when I put this first video up. And I remember my phone rang and I was like, "Oh my goodness." The real estate agent's called, answered. She goes, "I saw your video on Facebook." And I was like, "Wow, you did?" She's like, "Yeah, it's awful.
Oh,
it's embarrassing. And you probably should take it down because you wouldn't know this, but we don't real estate this way."
Do you know what? It's so spooky that you've said that because I was one of the first in the area that I was operating to start doing videos, and I got absolutely crucified by people that I knew. I had people taking them. I won't say too much, but I was the centre of quite a few jokes.
Yeah, likewise.
But we were market leaders within 3 months, so it kind of made up for it.
That's it. But can I be honest? I went to delete it off my Facebook page. I remember thinking, I actually can't believe I've embarrassed myself I've embarrassed our company, I've embarrassed my vendor. And I went to delete it. And as I went to delete it, I thought to myself, it's not about me, and this is not about the industry. A vendor has asked me for their help.
Yep.
And you know what? I sold that property the next day off my Facebook page. And it was for a record price. And then the light switch went on, and I was like, there is an opportunity here to be able to list and sell property off social media.
I spent about 20 minutes walking around the office with Lisa just now. It's a fantastic location. You've been here 7 years.
Yeah.
Everything you talked to me about, and I'm embarrassed to hear, was all about the value that you bring to your customers. What you do in-house, why you do it, why you invest in those things, which must really go the extra mile for a lot of your customers. So extra mile is about your customer. And social media is a big part of that. Now, I'm going to come off that subject, if that's okay, because I think you are the queen of social media for real estate.
Love that. Thank you.
I am,
that's so kind.
and it's so great to be here as well. But there's another big movement going on at the moment in our world, and in every part of the world, in every industry, especially in service, and that's artificial intelligence. What's Lisa Novak saying? What's your thoughts on it?
So, and I just want to say, guys, this is not a paid advertisement. There's a company that we use called Rita. They were at ARIC.
How do you spell that?
R-I-T-A. Now,
R-I-T-A.
Rita is now owned by CoreLogic RP Data. Rita is artificial intelligence. Rita will go through and will actually scan your database and will spit out a list and go, you just sold this property, or another agent just sold this property. You now need to call the 10 people around this property, and here's their details. So what did artificial intelligence do for us in our business, a company like Rita? Again, guys, not a paid advertisement. A company like that took a lot of the pain points away. Because as real estate agents, you know, we've got a database of 90,000. You know, if someone said, just go call the database, you look at it, you're like,
Where do I start?
Where do I start? But this is given to you in little, easy to digest, bite-sized chunks.
We've got the same. I've got lifestyle. Not a paid advertisement. We've invested in it for the last 2.5 years. It gives you people who are active, and there's a reason to call and a reason to take action. So you're actually going to people with what they need rather than pestering them over endless calls trying to encourage people to do things that they don't need to do right now.
Or that cold calling. And as agents, it's a really hard thing to do, because understand, no one wants to cold call. You know, it's a very, very...
soul destroying.
It is a soul destroying exercise, it really is. And I remember coming into sales and I was like, I'm not cold calling. I just won't do it. I don't want to be cold called. It didn't resonate with me. And again, that's where the whole social media thing started to wrap in, because that did.
I think
I saw value there for people.
It's massive value. Well, there's two things. One, just met Billy from the UK. Really nice guy. PhD. He's come through the ranks. He's now obviously an agent, and what a lovely guy, by the way. And
he's an old man wrapped up in a young person's
He seems quite mature, probably more than I am. But anyway, you were saying about being on the phone.
Yeah.
And unlike the days gone by where being on the phone was about annoying the crap out of your customers, this is about speaking to people that need to hear from you because there's a need, there's a reason. And I think at the moment there's more reason for us to be talking to more people, because people just don't know. The two things that they're interested in is, one, is their price gone down? You know, what's going on with my house price at the moment? And what's the speed at which I can move right now?
100%.
I mean, I don't really want that much else. What else?
But call with a purpose, guys. If anyone's watching this and you're an agent, you've got to call with a purpose. There is no point calling and being, hi, it's Lisa Novak here. I'm just calling to see if you'd like a price update. People don't even know what that is. Call with a purpose. You know, I've just actually come off doing some prospecting calls now, just before you walked in there. The market's changed. There's so many buyers in the market. Tell the people, would you like to know what the new value of your property is worth, given we have an oversupply of buyers? It's a really positive message. You've got to call with purpose.
Which isn't the message that the media is giving those people.
It's the opposite.
It's the opposite. So you're getting one message over here. How do you convert that message across and convey that message across in any other way other than having a conversation?
Conversation like this. Social media, give the people the goods, tell them what's happening on the ground. If it's good, if it's bad, if it's ugly, just give them.
Do you think likely that artificial intelligence is going to leverage personalities. It's going to leverage agents that really understand their market, and they can spend more time in conversation rather than just sharing information like everybody else.
They're better conversations. They're targeted.
100%.
They're targeted. Yes, it's been a game changer.
So this is, I'd love you to follow the Property Porn Star Premium Podcast,
I love the name.
which is going to be, we've just launched in the UK, and we're going high-end, really great agents, and that's why I'm here today to speak to you.
Thank you.
Anyway, I really loved your take on all of this. So tell me a little bit about the future of Novak. Where are you heading? I mean, obviously I can see where you've arrived, and this is incredible.
So at the moment, we are sitting in the first TV studio, I think, ever to be built inside a real estate office. If we look
Your
like we're
first time
sitting...
in here.
It's my first time in here. I literally didn't even know how to set it up. But the background, guys, is not like that. We are not in a jail cell.
No.
We're not quite ready yet to set up the green screens, but we will be next week. Why am I telling you this about our TV studio within a real estate agency? This is the estate agent of the future.
Yeah.
It's about getting out the information. 5 years ago, Matt, we did not know if social media would work. You know me because of social media, and you live in the UK. So, and it's not about how can I monetize that, guys. It's not about that. It's about how can I help the people, and in return, the people will help you. It's a very important message.
That's a
it should
message.
never be about the money. It should never be about the money.
It's mindset. Are you going to give, or are you going to take? And social media gives you the opportunity to give more, to help more, to advise more, to encourage more, and to give accurate updates rather than the news that everybody knows is driven by negativity.
Absolutely. Just give people the information. It's really hard to find this kind of information as well. I mean, every morning we do our Novak Morning Minutes, where we talk at 7:45 a.m. every morning.
So that's the ritual. It's like that's locked in.
Yep,
okay.
We talk about something that's real estate related. Now, the information, again, it's those golden nuggets that if you put them into Google, let's call it what's going on with interest rates at the moment, try and put that into Google. It's just going to be information overload.
It's really interesting that you should say that. And I think one of the things that I was just thinking about right now is what piece of advice would you give agents that are going into their own real estate business right now, or agents that are in real estate at the moment and they're finding it quite hard going? I mean, I think I know the answer.
Okay.
But tell me, the viewers what you think.
It's 2 words, and it's 2 words that a lot of people just don't like to hear because they want the magic pill. But this is it, guys. Work hard.
It's just that bad thing.
Work hard. Now, nothing good comes easy.
Differentiator, don't they? When that's the differentiator, isn't it?
That is the differentiator. So we've just been, both Matt and myself have just been with 4,500 other people up on the Gold Coast in Sydney, Australia, at the country's largest real estate conference.
That's amazing.
Now, half the people that were up on that stage were in the top 1% of the best agents in the country. The other half were people that were there helping with information on how we can motivate ourselves, etc. What was the message, Matt, from those top 1%?
Everyone say, just get going, get started, work hard. That is going to take you to a place where your competition aren't. Because the extra mile, unfortunately, isn't where most people end up.
Yeah.
They want to stay in the comfort zone. They want to stick to doing the same things the same way and get the same results. And by the way, think about your customers. Don't think of yourself. If you don't speak to your customers, they're going to lose out.
100%.
And that is why Lisa Novak is smashing it out of the park. With, by the way, I must say, just a big up. You come in here, you get a welcome, a really nice warm welcome. You walk around and it continues to flow around. And it's been an absolute pleasure catching up with you today. So thank you. I know you've got a dash off.
It's a pleasure.
So
Absolute pleasure.
Guys.
Thank you. Love my UK followers as well. See you guys. Thank you, Matt. That was awesome.
Brilliant.
Thanks a lot.